Opposition bloc leaders gathered together at Delhi's Ramleela Maidan in what was their first mega rally. This rally has been organized in support of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who's currently behind bars. Chief Minister Kejriwal's arrest in the Delhi excise policy case has been a litmus test for the India bloc. As opposition pantheons gathered in the national capital, they emphasized that they have set aside their differences to restore democracy in the country. Meanwhile, the jail chief minister's wife, Sunita Kejriwal, has relayed a message from her husband. She has read out 6 guarantees, including free electricity for the poor, 0 power cuts. Mr. Kejriwal has also vowed building a school and a mohalla clinic in every district. Additionally, he has promised that farmers will get a minimum support price per the Swaminathan report. And last but not the least, the 6th guarantee of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is that the people of Delhi will get statehood. This message comes as the Enforcement Directorate turns its heat on Mr. Kejriwal over the orders issued by him from jail to Delhi ministers Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj. Meanwhile, the opposition has rallied with the Aam Aadmi Party now. India bloc leaders have unanimously hit out at the centre, claiming democracy is in real danger. On the other hand, the BJP has also lambasted them, stating that it is a corruptors' gathering. Amidst all of this, we ask, has Kejriwal been successful in catalyzing the opposition unity? And is this gathering by the opposition forced unity, or is it a reflective of genuine coming together and camaraderie? We'll talk about this with our guests, Amit Tiwari, BJP spokesperson, with us on the program. Neeraj Mishra, Congress spokesperson, also joins us on the broadcast. Shubh Malhotra, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, with us on the program as well. Sumitra Goenka, political analyst, also joins us on the program. Shubh Malhotra, I'll begin with you. Thank you so much for being here. First up, what do you make of this rally that you saw today? You know, of course, the Indie bloc was under a lot of criticism. There were a lot of speculations. There was a lot of doubt, that everything is in suspension. Do you think that your convener's arrest and his subsequent jailing has brought about some sort of a galvanization in the opposition, which was very much needed? And where do we go from here?
See, as far as India alliance is concerned, there was never really any doubt. But if there was the slightest shred of doubt that was there in the minds of any of our people who are opposing us, any of the parties which are opposing us, then I think that also will be obliterated today, because the amount of crowd that turned up inside this, I will not just call it a rally, I will call it a Mahakumbh. And it was a Mahakumbh that was Tanashahi ke khilaf. It was against the dictatorial attitude of the Prime Minister of India, the best performing Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal. The illegal arrest, this rally was a solidarity against the illegal arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, and also the harassment of different governments, different non-BJP governments all across the country by use of might of ED, by use of Operation Lotus, etc., because these are democratically elected governments. And other than that, one of the biggest things that this rally was against, and what had everybody rally behind Arvind Kejriwal, is the electoral bond scam, because it is not just a single scam where there is one victim at one point in time and one perpetrator, but it is a scam of scams, because at different points in time there have been different companies who have been held within this extortion racket of Enforcement Directorate being used as a weapon by Bharatiya Janata Party, as Shri Arvind Kejriwal told in the courts the other day. And other than that, I will also like to say that it was also a Havan in which these different parties from across the country came, and they have done their ahuti, and with the wish that our country gets freedom from the unemployment, the inflation, the mismanagement of government resources that has been brought about by Modi government.
The guarantees that the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo has delivered from jail, one of them is that he's going to bring about complete statehood for the people of Delhi. That is something that he's promised in the past as well. What has stopped him so far? And why? How can he make it happen now while he couldn't do it before?
Well, we all know what has stopped him so far because, as you're aware, there was even after Supreme Court's direction that Delhi should have control of all the services. The government of NCT bill was brought about by central government, which is against the court direction, and the powers to run the services was taken away from Delhi government, and because of which there was a lot of pain points for Delhiites, and we as Delhiites now understand that until and unless Delhi is given the status of full state, our democratically elected government of Shri Arvind Kejriwal, CM Arvind Kejriwal, will be continue to be suffering on the hands of the central government, and we will not have any more of it because he has done best. He has outperformed the central government in every governance and economic parameter, and we want such a rule in the country also, and which is why the six guarantees that were presented in the meeting today, we have brought that about. The first of which is 24/7 electricity across the country. We are aware, there are news articles about it. I spoke with people who had come from Gujarat about this today, that Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, from Gujarat, which is the god of BJP, there are 2 and 3 hour power cuts on a day-to-day basis. But in Delhi here, we have 24/7 electricity, is all because of CM Kejriwal. Free electricity to the poor of India have been promised today. Every village, every mohalla to have respectable schools, just like Delhi, that has been promised today. These are the schools that will inspire respect amongst the teachers and children to go and attend these schools, which is something, the education in our country is in a dismal state, and we promise that if India Alliance comes to power, then we are going to bring this about. Every mohalla is going to have free mohalla.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me get a response. Complete? Yeah. No, we have a full house, please. We need to observe time as well. I need to observe time. I need to observe time. I'm the custodian of time over here.
I respect that.
Mr. Amit Tiwari, how do you respond to what Shubh Malhotra has just said? She's saying this is going to be a victory for the India Alliance, and the model that Kejriwal has, very successfully implemented and, ran for the last few years is going to be taking over India as well.
Yes, definitely I'll respond to this. There are 3 important aspects which she has touched upon. The first is she was trying to call the rally today as Mahakumbh or Loktantra Bachao rally. Let me clarify you that this is not a Loktantra Bachao rally, but this is a Parivarwad Bachao Bhrashtachar Chupao rally. Now, what is the agenda here? If you recall, way back in 2011, 12, 13, he was India against corruption. And he was the man who wanted Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to be behind the bars. And now today we have seen pictures where Mrs. Kejriwal is sitting with the same lady Sonia Gandhi ji and sharing the same dais. So the person who was saying India against corruption is now saying India with corruption. So that's not a Loktantra Bachao rally. And first of all, what do we mean by democracy? What do we mean by Loktantra? Is the democracy under some kind of danger? No. 100 crore people of this country are going to vote in the upcoming 2024 elections. Nobody has stopped them. They will elect their government. So there is no threat to democracy. The threat is only to the nepotism and the corrupt people's mind. Now, secondly, she was talking about the illegal arrest, and because of which all opposition parties united together and now today did this rally. First of all, let me tell you that it was 9th summon. When the 9th summon was issued, he immediately rushed to the court, Delhi High Court, sought a stay order that please stop ED from taking any action because these summons are illegal. The court refused to grant any kind of relief. Thereafter, he was arrested. Now his bail application is pending. So here is a man who first used to say that first arrest a person, inquire, and then grant bail. Now he is saying that please grant me bail, then inquire. So the stand has changed. His credibility has been exposed. Now they are talking about the 6 guarantees. This is another jumla, another fraud. Let me tell you, way back in 2015, what were the guarantees? 70 promises. Have they constructed 500 schools? Have they provided free Wi-Fi? Have they established the world's best network system of the Delhi Metro and as well as the...
Yeah, but no. Mr. Tiwari, the accusation is the central government doesn't allow them to do their job. How do you respond to that?
Free Wi-Fi, who stopped them? Their claim is that they have the best education system in this country. What was the promise? The promise was to construct 500 new schools so that the student-teacher ratios can come down to 1:30, which is the national target. That has not happened. Who has stopped them? They themselves say that we have created mohalla clinics. They promised 20 big hospitals. Where are those big hospitals? Now, way back in 2020 also, if I can show you, I can still show you, this is the manifesto. 10 guarantees of Mr. Kejriwal. What were those 10 guarantees? Jahan jhuggi wahi makan. That means 675 slum areas, patches will be reconstructed and people will be provided good housing facility. एक घर बता दे, let them tell that they have given one jhuggi, one makan. Yamuna ki safai, that was the another guarantee way back in 2020. Has it been done? Best transport system, has it been done? And there are basic amenities for all
But
residents.
Mr. Tiwari, the people of Delhi still voted them in when it came to the MCD elections and voted the Bharatiya Janata Party out. What does that tell you?
MCD elections, yes, people still trusted them. The votes were reduced to a significant extent way back in 2022 MCD elections. What was the promise in MCD election? That within 1 year, we will remove all these garbage, dalaos and all these pahads. Has it been done? Has Ghazipur landfill site been cleared? So
Yes.
the promises, you keep on making promises,
It has.
But what about your earlier promises?
Okay.
Have you fulfilled them? Have you fulfilled? That's the question. So today his political credibility
Okay,
has
the
been
question also comes up, Neeraj Mishra, will this support that has been galvanized as a result of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal being behind bars going to last? Both the parties, the Congress Party, the Aam Aadmi Party, have been at each other's throats when it comes to a number of issues. In fact, the liquor scam case was something which was initiated or brought to light by your party. Why this change of heart now?
Vineet, if you would have followed what happened today, the India bloc made 5 demands. And one prominent demand is that we want immediate release of Mr. Hemant Soren and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Because to ensure an even playing field for all the opposition parties, you need to have their leaders in forefront and running for the post. But I'm amused with the audacity with which the BJP person is pointing fingers at the opposition, saying that we have not delivered. Congress has a track record of 75 years of from making AIMS, IITs to Bhakra Nangal dams. Aam Aadmi Party has been doing good work for last 10 years. They have been taking forward what the Congress started. We brought in the right to education. They have been working on education. So a in-sync plan has been given today in this rally. And I would just like to ask the BJP spokesperson that with the same audacity, please tell the nation that in last 10 years, has the Prime Minister been able to fulfill all the jumlas which he had given? He had promised that the dollar to price ratio will come down. It has gone to the highest. He had promised that everybody will get employment. At least 20 crore people will get employment. Unemployment is at its peak. He was saying that the inflation will come down. If it is adjusted to today's current price, inflation is above 11%, which is highest for this decade. So this needs to be answered. Today, the Prime Minister is under question that for last 10 years, what he has done, the Congress Party and the India bloc has performed. We have a track record, and the people of this country know that whenever we talk about anything, we come up with a white paper, we come up with a plan, and then we go to the public. We are not like the Prime Minister who just speaks out anything and then just to cover it up, he gives you jumlas and jumlas. This is what the country needs to understand now.
Okay, Sumitra Goenka, is this a marriage of convenience, or do you think there's actually some meat now to the India alliance after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest? Do you think that the central government or the ruling dispensation has given credibility to this alliance because the sympathy is going to be in favor of Arvind Kejriwal and Mr. Soren?
Good evening, Vineet. No, I don't agree that there is any kind of a sympathy wave which is flowing in favor of Mr. Kejriwal, because just writing letters from jail and taking sympathy doesn't work with the voters. The voters know what Mr. Kejriwal is capable of delivering and what he has delivered so far. Voters also remember that he has renovated his own house with 45 crore. He has spent crores of rupees on Congress lawyers, who are supporting his case. And they have not built a single hospital in Delhi. This is what voters know. Secondly, people thought that Aam Aadmi Party was a party with a difference. But if you look at it, today it is just becoming another dynastic party because Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal is now asserting her authority over Aam Aadmi Party. No matter what others are doing, all these letter reading and sitting on the chair of the office of the Chief Minister of Delhi and reading out letters, it clearly proves a point that the Aam Aadmi Party is a party where earlier Mr. Kejriwal held the positions, and now Mrs. Kejriwal is going to hold the positions. So these things are not going to matter. People know that the court has directed the Aam Aadmi Party to pay off several amounts of money, and there was a comment which was made very recently by the Supreme Court that 1,100 crores have been spent on advertisements, but they could not pay an amount of 415 crore for the development of the RRTS project, where Mr. Singhvi was asking for installment-wise payment for RRTS. So these are the things, the priorities of the Aam Aadmi Party, people know very well. And I think these alliances are just a matter of convenience. All the opposition has lost its credibility. What they have to do is, if they really want to become a formidable opposition, they have to genuinely work for the people and not just come together as victims. They have to genuinely prove to the people that they are really concerned about them and not together. They are not together only to save their dynasties or their powers in their respective states. While we saw that the opposition had come together early last year itself when they formed the Indie Alliance, but the seat sharing could not happen. They could not come at a common agenda. And right now, I think it is too late to come in front of people and speak about it, because elections are just round the corner and these people have not come together with any kind of agenda. I am not sure if sympathy votes are going to happen here, because the courts have also continuously denied bail here. And in spite of the fact that these people have been consistently raising alarms about ED, CBI and other authorities, they have blamed the EVM, they have blamed the courts also in some matters. There are some interviews which are flashing where senior Congress leaders I have heard are accusing the courts also. So I think this is not going to really make a difference. People know who is going to deliver, and they have lost the plot for this election at least.
Shubh Malhotra, have you lost the plot? People of
Absolutely
Delhi?
not. I think probably the person who was just speaking does not reside in Delhi when they say that Arvind Kejriwal is just writing letters from jail, because no, he's sitting CM and he's sending across all orders and ensuring all orders from the jail and ensuring that the work of people of Delhi does not stop. So he is that kind of a chief minister that even under the maximum duress, he's ensuring that the work of the people goes on. Other than that, I will take a lecture from anybody on saving democracy, but definitely not a party whose representative Anil Masih in the Chandigarh mayor elections has been called the murderer of democracy by the Supreme Court. So I will take a lecture from anybody, but not Bharatiya Janata Party. See, there is a saying that goes that democracy is not in the voting, but it is actually in the counting. And that is something that is really at the forefront in India right now, because what we saw in Chandigarh in such a small mayoral elections, then God knows what is happening in the other elections. So, I mean, when we raise questions about EVM, some people might want to dismiss it as frivolous, but it's right in front of the eyes. And the courts have agreed that, this is something wrong that has happened in Chandigarh. So let's not take that lecture from Bharatiya Janata Party. Other than that, jumlas are being mentioned. Let me tell you, the metrics of Delhi, let me tell you, from last year, Delhi's unemployment was 6%. This year, Delhi's employment is 1%. Across India, there is 50% unemployment amongst the youth as on date. So compare that. Compare the fact that despite providing free bijli, pani, free bus, for senior citizens, free pilgrimages, Delhi is a revenue surplus state. But India is a country on which there is 80% debt on our GDP. Compare that. So all of these statistics, they are working at the per capita income in Delhi is at 22%. It has increased 22%. And we all know what is happening to the per capita income in India. So all of these statistics, they point towards a very, very intelligent model of governance. A very important factor, which is with respect to inflation. In Delhi, the inflation, India is reeling under the highest inflation of 45 years. But in Delhi, the inflation is half as compared to that of India. So that will tell you enough about the kind of governance that Arvind Kejriwal provides and the kind of governance that Modi government is providing at the center and who is needed at the center to run the country properly. Other than that, it was also mentioned that Arvind Kejriwal is not getting bail, etc. God knows, regarding our other leaders also. See, it is visible to everyone that a party that takes has 6,000 crore of chanda from electoral bonds, and a person like Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who has been accused of violating women sexually, that person is running freely. But a party like Arvind Kejriwal's party, Aam Aadmi Party, which does not even take 60 crore, not even 100 crore, just some 65 crores of chanda, and 4 top leaders, they are in jail. So what does that tell you? Look at the contrast over there.
Okay, let Mr. Tiwari respond to what you have said. We have a paucity of time as well. Mr. Tiwari, go on.
Yes. So the first thing that she says is that the EVM issue. Now the Election Commission itself had called everybody that whosoever has any kind of doubt or speculation about the EVM or can claim that it can be hacked, please come forward and prove it. Nobody went. Now, second point is, when the EVMs are placed in Delhi and when they win the election, there is no fault with the EVM. But when they lose elections in the other states, then the EVM is to be blamed. Secondly, she is talking about the Chandigarh elections. Those were not done on EVM, rather ballot paper. Now she is saying the Supreme Court has said that that was a murder of the democracy. So that means Supreme Court is always right. You will believe in Supreme Court. The same Supreme Court has said dismissing Manish Sisodia's bail application. Ma'am, I did not interrupt. Please don't interrupt.
I didn't say anything. I'm just raising my hand.
The same Supreme Court in Manish Sisodia's bail application very categorically said that the money trail to the extent of 337 crore rupees is tentatively established. But then they will not believe Supreme Court. The same High Court, Delhi High Court said while denying the bail, while denying the interim order to Arvind Kejriwal that you have violated the law, go and face action. Then the court is wrong. But when the court passes a judgment in their favor, then the court is right. Now I can give n number of data on unemployment, but the comparison that she is trying to draw, you can't compare Delhi with Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has a population of 25 crores. Delhi has 2.5 crores. What kind of comparison is this? Can't even any good human being with sound reasonability can assume that. Now she is talking about the various unemployment and employment, the data that we have given, n number of employments. Please tell me, when the RTIs were filed, your department itself disclosed that we have given only employment to 2 people. No. Please show some facts.
Okay. We've run out of time as well.
This is misinformation.
One second. We have run out of time. I want Neeraj Mishra and Sumitra ji to also come in and then we wrap up. Neeraj?
Vineet, there's a saying in Hindi that Saiya bhai kotwal to dar kahe ka. BJP has been running a partisan approach to all the opposition leaders. BJP has a tax default of 42 crores in 2017 and 18, and they should be liable for paying 4,600 crore rupees to the income tax department. Whereas Congress party, which has only defaulted on 14.4 lakhs, which by only 33 days, it is now being asked to pay 3,500 crore rupees. So this partisan attitude towards the opposition party is being seen by the people of this country, and the people have assured us that now it is time to seek answers from the current dispensation, and Modi ji needs to tell the people in last 10 years how their lives have been changed. For us, I can assure you that we'll give you a better route map. For them, they have made it deplorable for them.
Sumitra ji, quickly please, we've run out of time.
Yeah, Vineet ji, I think the opposition, if they have any points, they have to mention those points instead of playing the victim card. People trusted the Aam Aadmi Party initially when they came into power because they came on the basis of certain promises and a different kind of politics. But today what we see is Mr. Kejriwal himself hasn't resigned after being even, in custody.
But the people of Delhi wanted to continue.
and the dynastic politics, which Mr.
Then please release
Kejriwal
the data
always
of what's
opposed.
about
He's
which he
standing
quotes.
today as a dynast himself, and we can very clearly see that it is not a party with a difference. They have not told the people why the liquor policy was taken back. They have not told the people yet why Yamuna is still unclean. They have not told the people why a single hospital has not been constructed in Delhi by the Kejriwal government. And you can have a list of
Misinformation.
just giving assurances of free something is not going to lure the voters.
Misinformation.
I think they have to change. Ma'am, have at least the courage to listen. I did not obstruct your
But you're giving misinformation. If you give true information, I'll listen to you.
You can respond to her. All right, no, that's not how it works, Shubh.
Why are you obstructing?
I'll give you 10 seconds, Shubh. You can respond now, but please don't interrupt. Go on, Shubh. 10 seconds to you.
Yeah. See, 16,000 new beds have been added, and let me tell you what is the meaning of dynastic politics. Dynastic politics is Jay Shah and Amit Shah. Dynastic politics. What are you saying? Some RTI, something you're quoting, but let me at least tell you. Let me have the courage to listen to the right information.
All right.
Okay, 16,000
Sumitraji, let her
new
make a
beds
point.
have
Let her
been
make a
added.
point. Sumitraji, 1 second.
16,000
Sumitraji, 1 second. Let her make a
new beds
point. Let her make a point, Sumitraji.
And as far as him not getting bail is concerned, let me tell you that the draconian PMLA laws that have been brought about the Bharatiya Janata Party is the reason which is why these people are these innocent people.
But Shubh, she also asked about...
Shubh,
Shubh, 1 second. Sumitraji also asked about the cleaning of the Yamuna. We don't seem to be getting a response to that. That was one of the very tall promises that was made by the Aam Aadmi Party. I asked this because I live in Delhi.
It was actually very unfortunate that with respect to the cleaning of Yamuna, it is Haryana because the Yamuna is not just a river. Okay, the water flows from another place, and Haryana is ensuring that the Delhi people, they get dirty water, and we go to the
Is this the
MPs
same
about
case
it.
when it comes to
MPs
pollution
can
as well?
raise their voice.
Shubh, isn't
The
this the same analogy as was given when we were in fact dealing with pollution? You blamed it on Punjab and Haryana, and now you control Punjab.
Vinit, you should ask the central government also what it has been doing for the Yamuna.
Okay.
Because Yamuna Clean Action Plan. Vinit, the Yamuna
All right,
Action
all right.
Plan also needs a
Okay.
contribution from the central government. That you also should
But
ask to them
spreading
also.
misinformation
All right,
like
understood.
this, the
I
data
give
is
you that,
available
Neeraj.
for everybody.
Ma'am,
The data is available for everybody.
All right,
on
okay.
Google, 60,000 new beds
But
have
we have
been
run out
added,
of
and
time.
during
Unfortunately,
COVID
we have run out of time. Thank you everyone for being a part of this discourse.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.